So this night I made some steak. I used the Steak King seasoning. I got that at Walmart. I seasoned pretty liberally and I used about 2 tablespoons of oil and probably about a tablespoon of white vinegar just to help the seasoning stick. A little close up on that. And then I thought it might need something a little bit more, so I did use some chili lime seasoning. It turned out to be a little bit salty, so next time I probably wouldn't use this or go lighter on it. Here we have it cooking up on the grill. And then I just served it with some steamed broccoli. These are my favorite. They're not like the canned. They're like fresh and still a little bit crunchy. So just steamed that up in the microwave. And then here we have the finished steaks. This was a really simple meal, and it was really fast. What took me the longest was to make the rice. So just some white rice and some fried plantains. Just plating the dish up. Really simple, really fast. And really cheap too. Get some broccoli on that plate. You gotta have your greens. My son is a wrestler, so he eats a lot of food. Oops. So this night I made some chicken sandwiches, some fried chicken sandwiches. These were bomb. This recipe is a must-have. My son wanted me to make it again another night, and I said, you know, I'll make it next week again, but not 2 nights in a row or twice a week. So just put about maybe a tablespoon of paprika in. That was just 1 chicken breast that I cut into 4. It was a really big one. Put about a tablespoon of paprika and just kind of covered it halfway with the pickle juice. And I should have poked holes in the chicken before I put the brine in there, but I didn't. I forgot. So just going ahead and poking holes in everything and mixing it all together to make sure it was coated. Put a lid on that baby, and I did let it sit overnight in the refrigerator. So then the next day, when it was time to cook it, I just used some pepper, some salt, some oregano, some basil, paprika, onion powder, and white ground pepper, and garlic. So for this recipe, you make a wet batter and a dry flour, a seasoned flour. So I put a cup of flour in each bowl, 1 for the wet and 1 for the dry. The wet batter, because the chicken breast doesn't have any skin, this kind of creates a skin for it, so it gives it something crunchy, the batter. So to the wet batter, you're going to add 1 egg, and then you're going to add about a half of a cup of water. When I'm telling you, this was amazing. This is definitely, my son is definitely going to need to have this once a week. So I put just salt and pepper to taste. You can totally skip this step, but I don't know why you would want to. This definitely gives it some flavor. So about a half a teaspoon of salt, and I just went in kind of liberally with the pepper. But now I'm going ahead and I'm seasoning up the dry mix. So about a half of a teaspoon of each of the things. So half a teaspoon salt, half a teaspoon pepper, of the oregano, the basil, the paprika, half a teaspoon of the onion powder, and a half a teaspoon of the white ground pepper. And I believe I did forget the garlic. So, I mean, it was good either way. Didn't really matter. So here I am just mixing up the wet ingredients, making sure to get that really well incorporated. This is something I never did. I never used a wet batter to cook anything. So this is going to be definitely, you could do this with pork, you could do this with tofu, you could do this with anything. It gives it a really nice crisp. So what I did was the chicken did kind of suck up all that pickle juice, which it tasted phenomenal. So what you do is you dredge the chicken into the dry batter, coat it real good, go into the wet batter, coat it real good, and then back into the dry batter. Make sure to really pat that the dry batter down. So I'm just gonna do another one of those, the same thing, into the dry batter, get it really good, dip it into the wet batter again. As you can tell, my hands were a crazy mess. Back into the dry batter again. Now take a little half a second break and wash my hands. So now I just made sure that the oil in my deep fryer was piping hot, and I just put down 2 of those pieces of chicken. You don't really want to put down more than your fryer can hold because it's not going to cook right. It's not going to crisp right. So just pop those down for about, I'm going to say about 10 minutes, and they were pretty good. Here, taking a look at them. Super crispy, looking like they could come out, but I did give them about another minute to cook. So here we are, just plating them up. This is the sauce that I always keep in my fridge. It's just mayo ketchup. You could buy it already pre-made, mayo ketchup. So I just use equal parts of mayo and ketchup, and then I put a little bit of water in to make it a little bit runnier because I don't like it super thick. So I added some sriracha to that. You don't have to do that step, but it really gives it something, and it wasn't too spicy. So I mixed that up, and I just added about a teaspoon to each of the bottom buns. And I probably wouldn't do it to the bottom buns next time because it did get a little bit soggy, but you live and you learn. So now I'm just going to add some pickles, and I am a pickle fanatic, so I really covered the buns in pickles. Again, this is optional. So took the chicken out of the fryer. It was really crispy. I put the chicken on each bun to make a sandwich, and I'm sure you got crisp there. Then I put some more of the sauce on top. Next time I would probably just put a little extra on top and not on the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit it with some more pickles just because I can. If you don't like pickles, you can skip this step. You like less, put less. You like more, put more. It's totally up to you. Now just top it with the top bun, and there you have it. This is money right here. This is going to be something that you're going to want to make over and over and over again. And I just served it with some fries. So tonight I'm making these Old El Paso World Taco Kits in Korean inspired barbecue. So what I did was I had a little bit of leftover steak, so I cut that up, and we are going to cook that up just as the package directions say. Now to this skillet, I'm going to add my steak. Just gonna let that heat up. Guess I should have put a little drop of oil in there. Just a little. Just a little oil. And just let that heat up. So I'm going to put a little bit of water in. Just to get the seasoning packet going. This is pretty self-explanatory. And then just give that a good mix. Now this meat was already seasoned from, we had steak for dinner. So it's going to be extra seasoned. That's okay. And then we're just going to let that finish cooking. So now we're just going to fill up our taco shells. With our steak. And here's the final product. We don't really eat sides with this. Put some crunchy salad on, one of my favorites, and some of that drizzle that came with the pack. Steak tacos for the night. So tonight I'm making this maple Dijon crunch chopped salad kit. I got it from Sam's Club. It's really nothing. You just throw it into a bowl, put some whatever you want on top of it. I haven't really decided if I'm going to do tuna or chicken or what I'm going to do. So there it goes into the bowl, just the salad and the apples that come with it. The crouton kind of things. The cheese. In my opinion, it needs more cheese, but we'll go with that. And then it does come with the package of dressing, but I don't put that on until I'm ready to eat it. So just pretty much put the salad in the bowl, added a little of extra shredded mozzarella and some tuna on top, and I don't even think I'm going to use the packet of dressing because the tuna gives it enough that it doesn't need it. And that's tonight's dinner. So guys, that's what we had for dinner for this past week. I hope everything looks delicious to you and you will at least try the crispy chicken sandwiches. Let me know in the comments below if you will be trying any of these or if you already make any of these. And if you could give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, leave a comment, anything. It really helps the channel out. Thanks.